everyone, and welcome to Number 9 Farms. I'm Dawn Gallop, and today we are going to be going over my Planta Greenhouse. I have the Sungrow 32 that is come out of Canada. They have a warehouse in Boston, and we went and picked it up in Green Bay. I started to say Greenville.
No.
We were originally from North Carolina, and we moved up here in November. We are in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it snowed a lot. We were not used to this weather, and our daughter and son both wished us to have the worst winter ever, and according to everyone around us, it was. So now we have finally got to set up everything. Bruce came out here and he tried to drive a stake in, I guess right after we got the greenhouse, so he could like lay it out and stuff. No go, absolutely no go. So today I've been waiting and waiting to show you this, and it's finally here. So come on. Forgot about my rocks that you put here. So it has an attachment on the back, so you can close the door, which holds the top and the bottom. But if you only want to open the top, you can also just do that. That helps to let the heat that rises escape. So come on in. I'm not going to go over plants and everything that I've done, but I'm not new to greenhouse growing. I have had a greenhouse since 1997. I bought the first one from Finger Hut. It was $1,000. It was a 6x8, and it was when you still mailed in the coupons. And I was like, Bruce, I got to have this greenhouse. And I was a master gardener at the time from the city of Suffolk, and I greatly enjoyed gardening and everything about gardening. And my front yard at the time was completely covered. We didn't even live in the farm that we moved to next. At that time, we had the yard. Everybody used to, when I explained where I lived, they would say, "Oh, you're the one with the great yard." So I'm finally here now, setting up a whole new homestead, and I want to show you how we've done it. So first of all, Bruce, we had to go buy the lumber for the greenhouse. Bruce, can you tell them what you laid it down with?
Put it down on 6x6s, and we did 6x6s, 10 foot wide, and I got a little confused by the metrics from Canada. So we'll say I got a little confused. And my son-in-law Garrett come and helped us do it that day, and Cody helped us. And then we chipped the floor completely with our Woodland Mills chipper.
Which I have a video on that.
We have a video on that. And then,
as you can see how much we chipped. And I always wanted the chipper for my garden. And finally, I have the chipper. And now look at my floor. It's absolutely beautiful. I found in the past this is my third greenhouse. And when I have my high tunnel set up, which will be over there on the other side, or possibly back here, we haven't quite made our decision, but it is here on the property. And so whenever we get a chance to put that together too, we will have that set up too. But this is my third greenhouse. So, and the first greenhouse, I had it on the ground, and Bruce, I felt like it did better than when Bruce built me a floor, because his intention was if we ever moved that he would take the greenhouse with us. But Nina and Shane wanted the greenhouse, so they're, now they have it. And Bruce had built that one from scratch basically. And I thought this time, I said I didn't want it back on a floor, and this is why now I have the cedar chips. So buy a blue tick, they say.
Yeah, buy a blue tick, they say. He'll bark, they say. What do you say, Rosie?
Rosie is always letting everybody know in the video she's still here.
Yes, Rosie's quite vocal.
So this year I had raised beds from 97 up through, I guess, around 2014. When I went bigger and more commercial, and I was selling at the farmer's market. When I did that, I went away from the raised beds, and I went to a more, in fact, my Mother's Day gift that year was a tractor.
Yes.
So anyways, here we are now in a smaller scale. I'm working out the kinks because I don't know the whole growing in Michigan, should I say. In North Carolina, it was like clockwork. The first time that I ever planted anything was I was about 4 years old. My grandma handed me a bag of Hanover seeds, and she told me to scatter the seeds, you know, every so often. Well, when I saw the bag, it was so tiny and the seeds were so tiny, I just started going like this.
That's how I plant.
And so, needless to say, that sparked a flame in me, and it's still here, and here I am. So I hope this whole system here, I have shelves in the house. So what I'm gonna do, like this right here, these are my pak choi, and the pak choi, these are the tiny haydew, and they came from Baker Creek or rareseeds.com.
Oh, they're really good.
And this is actually like one that's almost ready, but as you can see, they don't need to go in the ground. But once they do, I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna have some more things in here. And anything that's not like the heat tolerant, such as the cabbage isn't exactly heat tolerant, the parsnips, the cauliflower, the brassicas, which is the kohlrabi, the turnips, broccoli, any of those that aren't heat tolerant, I will move those out. And Bruce has already reassured me that these can be taken out. And I was like, oh, they're really heavy. And another little thing, so you know that why things are up like this, is I did have 2 back surgeries last year, and so I'm still recovering from that. I'm 6 months post-op from the second one, and bending down is it's kind of difficult, but I do it, and because I'm hard-headed,
Yes, very.
will not give up. So I have down here the Napa cabbage. Like I said, I won't really gonna go over plants, but I just wanted you to see everything in the greenhouse and how it was going. These pots actually I had got from Kmart back in like 1997, and here they are still today. I did have to leave all my clay pots. I had giant clay pots at the farm. We were unable to take those because of course they're so heavy. So Nina and Shane can plant good things in them. But here I spray painted them, so I think they've turned out really good. And and the other thing too, like with the Sungrow, Bruce, the reason it was only supposed to come like about right here.
Yeah, we were purchasing the 26, so we were about a Sungrow 26, but then I added the extra 6 feet so that we could have our hot tub back here in the back.
Yeah, because we used to have our hot tub on the porch. And since we were here in the smaller home, we were unable to have the hot tub in the house. And it was on the back porch at the time. So Bruce said that he bought the rest of the greenhouse so that I could have the hot tub
Yep,
back.
we'll put our little rope lights up and set it up. We just got it in here, yesterday?
Yes.
So.
And the flooring down here is actually Cody's dance floor from his wedding that we had back in September, which I also have a video on that. But this is right now at night, we're still dropping into the 30s at night. So we do run one heater, and it's been able to keep the temperature nice. It's about 60 in the morning.
Yeah, it's done really good.
Bruce comes out and turns the heater off really early in the morning because the boys go to school at 6:45. And the vents, the roof vents, which is something I absolutely wanted, because in my last greenhouse I was unable to let I know.
I'll never live that down, Willa.
Okay, well, I'm explaining to everybody how important
I'm gonna have a t-shirt on when I'm buried. He finally got them vents in my roof.
Stop. Okay, I'm explaining it to them.
Yeah, and they work really well.
They have beeswax in them. So what happens is the beeswax, once it heats up,
comes about 77 degrees. So in the morning I'm coming out right after I drop them at the bus stop at the end of the road. I'll cut the heater off because at 77 degrees they start opening up. And they work really well, and
that's
quite
why,
impressed.
Yes. So, you know, it's a different kind of heat here. We're used to 90, 100 degree days out in the high tunnel, and here it's hot, but it's not like hot. I don't know how to explain it to you.
The sun's hot, and we have purchased a 30% shade cloth for this, and it will probably be on in the next maybe.
Yeah, because what happens is the plants will start turning a little yellow, because always back at the other greenhouse I would know is, okay, Bruce, it's time to put the shade cloth on, because we would sometimes, if it snowed a lot, we would have to take the shade cloth off so that the snow didn't stick to it, and also it would freeze to it.
Yeah, because it wasn't heated, it was just a
so
big hoop house, basically.
Yeah, and I would start in that greenhouse every year in March, so I'd carry all my plants down. Now here the temperature is made more consistent, if that makes any sense, because this greenhouse has been able to hold the heat better, as far as so like my plants don't get like fungus or anything like that, because at times I'd experienced a little bit of fungus, which I always use with a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water to get rid of, or chamomile tea. So we'll come out and show you around the back.
Okay.
But just taking my vision here and see that I'm going to have some of those house plants, like with the
oh, I'm sure they'll get to see your house plants,
the palm trees and stuff. And I'm hardening off the kohlrabi and the cabbage, and I mean not the cabbage, the cauliflower and broccoli that I have to go out in the beds. So come on out.
We had a local guy from a local cedar mill build our raised beds for us. You guys, don't you think he did a great job?
Yes, he did. I'm so happy.
Because I didn't want to buy them. I wanted to build them, but thank goodness that guy built them for us, because I'd still be waiting.
Yeah, and the whole Cody said to he says, why do you keep giving that guy your money?
Yeah.
And I said, because he's building me my beds.
Yeah, he did a good job, and these are 1-inch thick cedar. So that he did 20 of these for us, and we're slowly getting them filled up. Isn't that right, boss?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
And the Sungrow, I'm real happy with the Planta Greenhouse too. There's a few little quirks with it, but all in all, for the money, I think it's a great system. It was a little challenging with their directions, some of the things putting it together.
But the good thing is they did have YouTube videos.
Yeah, the YouTube videos were actually better than the direction book itself. So.
Yes, because you know the person's actually sitting there doing it, or not sitting there, but actually doing it. Whereas the directions sometimes were very confusing, and like there was a couple times where the numbers weren't right.
Yeah, the directions were completely wrong.
And Bruce would bring it to me and say, "What do you think about this?" And of course, I do play music every day. I have classical music that I've always played for my plants. Bruce has hooked me up with electrical out here, so I'll be able to have my lights. And on Friday yesterday, the hot dog heater came.
Yeah, we'll have a propane gas heater for here for the winter, so we can grow year round in here. And it came yesterday, but it's on the back burner for right this minute.
Yeah. Come on out.
It feels so good for it to be warm and the sun to be shining.
And here's all the blueberries that we planted, and since they were so small, we went ahead and put them in pots, which sometimes that's a good thing. That way they can go ahead and grow up a little bit more. And here is my cabbage and some onions, which those are complementary to grow together.
And what we do, we cover them up with the agri. We had these small row crop hoops from Nolt Brothers. They're in Pennsylvania and in Iowa. Midwest Supply, they do a great job. And then the Agribond.
Yeah, so I just pulled the Agribond over, and also
we're worried about deer too, because we don't have a fence up yet.
Yeah, because we do have a lot of deer. And I've just been using the cedar boards to hold it down. So, using things that we had. Bruce bought an entire, which I didn't even know you moved it.
You slow, you got to keep up around here.
I see. Good job, Bruce.
Yeah, so.
And then these will be the raised beds all right here.
Yeah.
So, and out here on the side, I wanted to show you what we've done. There's a video actually when I put all these up, and Bruce came around and put this up for me to trim it off.
So we're going to put a small deck out here and use the rocks. I'm not sure if I like the rocks better than the deck yet.
Yeah, I want the deck because I want to be able to put my other pots on.
Yeah, so she had a deck at the last one, so I'll build her a little deck.
And over here, this is our potato bag, which we haven't got all this done.
Yeah.
But if you can just envision how it's going and how far we have accomplished in just a short time, because like I said, we just moved here November 2021, which was November 19th. We left the farm, and we got here that Saturday night, driving straight through, pulling a caravan.
Yeah, so
and as you can see from the outside how it looks, and this helps with the snow load too, because we do get a lot of snow here.
Yes, we do.
And you can see. And then I'm going to take the deer stand, which there's plenty of them here. That's just another one. I'm going to actually take that and put some of my vine plants, such as my gourds.
Yeah, we're going to put the cattle panels on it and let the gourds grow up it and stuff like that. So we're getting there.
And then the bees are doing really well. They're already hauling in pollen. So that's a wonderful thing. Got lots of wildlife.
Yeah, we're going to order our fish for the pond so we can fish. There's a few in there now, but we're going to stock it with brown trout and bluegill. We already have a resident turtle. And those logs there are for my sawmill that are still in the box. I was told I couldn't unpack the sawmill until I finished the greenhouse. Who told me something like that? Who would do that?
I did.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, and like our friend Wayne said, he said, what, did y'all just move up there and forget about everybody?
We've been so busy trying to build everything up, and it's just the two of us other than the boys, and thankfully the boys are helping, but you know,
they're still teenagers.
Yeah, they want to do their thing too. And Colby got a job. He turned 18 yesterday. He got a job, so that's a good thing. He started today from 9 to 5, and I just can't imagine how that's gonna go. But I just wanted to tell y'all thank you, and happy Mother's Day to everybody. I love you guys.